Hi everyone, welcome to the short Vort for Parshat Mishpatim. We approach this Shabbat with a heavy heart, with the news that we heard from Eretz Israel, and we hope it will be a Shabbat of Nechama for the Jewish people. I'd like to share a thought from the Parsha that perhaps could help us in this challenging moment. The Torah this week is chock full of mitzvot, and one of them is about a very particular situation. The Torah says that if there's a borrower who he took out a loan and he can't pay back, he just can't make the payments, he's really lost all his money, whatever the situation is that led him to being unable to pay back, he can't. And so the lender rightfully can take collateral from the borrower and hold on to it until the borrower makes payment. But the Torah says that if you're going to do that, if you're going to take something from the borrower and you take from him, salmat re'echa, you take from your friend his some garment, and they use this garment, the Torah says, to sleep. This is like, it's some sort of a pajama situation, a blanket, something that they need to sleep, like a basic human need, having a basic level of comfort when you go to sleep. So if you take that as the collateral, because they don't have much else to give you as collateral, you have to return that to them every single night. You have to give it back to them because they're depending on it to be able to sleep like a human being. And the Torah completes that thought by saying, "Vayaki yitzak elai," for they are calling out to me, right? Because they will call out to me, and I will listen to them. V'shamati ki chanun ani, because I am compassionate. And so God here gives us a law that makes us have compassion for this poor person who cannot repay their loan. And what's underlying this whole mitzvah, like the value, it's a very specific case. What's the value being taught here? Is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows that this person has no one to cry out to except for himself. And he says, I'm going to help him. And the way he helps him is by teaching all of us that we need to be compassionate towards him. He gives voice to the person who otherwise has no claim, has no voice in this situation. And God says, I'll give you a voice. I'm going to teach the Jewish people that here you have to go above and beyond to have compassion for your fellow Jew. And it's a lesson for all of us that those who don't have a voice, it's our responsibility to raise our voice for them. Because that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu would do to those who have that ability to raise their voice. And so we need to continue and not be complacent at raising the cause and the plight of the chatufim, of the hostages, and to continue to daven and to advocate on their behalf so that they should be b'cheik mishpachotehem, that they should be returned to the embrace of their families, and to those hostages whose bodies are being held, whose lives have already been taken, they should be returned to their families. We should continue to advocate that they be given a proper kavurat Yisrael, be'eretz Yisrael, a proper burial. And I also add that in light of everything that has transpired over the last day or so, that we also work on this trait amongst ourselves. The idea of being compassionate to our fellow Jew, to make sure that we're going above and beyond when someone needs a little more help, they don't have a voice to speak up for themselves. In other situations as well, let's dedicate ourselves as a way forward to bring the Jewish people closer, to be even that much more compassionate and to understand each other a little bit more and give a little extra help when maybe otherwise we wouldn't need to. But let's show that little bit of love, because we all could use it right now. I'm wishing everybody a Shabbat Shalom and a Shabbat of comfort ahead.